John Heilemann is managing editor of Bloomberg Politics and co-host of The Circus on Showtime, a division of CBS. John, good morning.
Hi.
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 Quite a weekend.
Yes.
I would say.
After quite a week.
So what impact does it have on this race?
Well, Josh and I were discussing this just earlier.
Well, but then share it with us.
I think if you fly it, you can get down in the weeds on this story, or you can just think about it this way. Donald Trump's behind in this race. He's never been ahead, and he needs to gain ground. He needs to gain votes. All of last week, he didn't advance his cause in that direction at all. And now this story is going to consume at least the next week, where he's going to be defending himself. There are going to be new details on the taxes. There's going to be new questions about his temperament because of how he's behaving at his rallies. He's going to be explaining and defending rather than pushing forward and advancing his cause, at least until the next debate. And there aren't that many days left between now and Election Day. We're down to now 36, 37 news cycles. If you lose 6 or 7 of them, how do you get to be president then?
But his surrogates like Giuliani and Chris Christie are using the word genius to describe this. Could it possibly work to his advantage?
Look, I get that there are going to be a lot of people on Wall Street and who are going to say, well, he worked within the law and this was probably smart use of the tax laws. It's hard for me to believe that in a lot of battleground states with a lot of ordinary people that they think he lost nearly $1 billion and then managed to use that to his advantage, not pay taxes. How does that make him a genius?
That's exactly right. That's the point that Major was making.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of bad business decisions cause you to lose $916 billion?
In the mid-1990s, at the time of the greatest economic boom in our recent memory, and I just do think for a lot of people, there will be 2 different ways the Clinton campaign wants to attack Donald Trump. One, to say, look, he's not really a great businessman at all. Look at all the money he lost. And 2, he's a tax cheat. And both of those are tendentious claims. There are responses you can make if you're Donald Trump and his surrogates. But for a lot of ordinary voters, it will plant that seed of that sort of seems like that's
and he's also
funky.
And he also said again this weekend, I'm the only one who can fix it. But it's never seemed as though Donald Trump, the businessman, has ever had any problem with the tax code.
If Donald Trump had wanted to make the argument that he's a change agent and put his tax returns out and say, you know what, this system stinks. Here's the way in which I exploited the system. Here are all the things I would do to change it that would be bad for me. That's how much of a change agent I am. And go into the details of how he did it. That could be a really powerful political thing to do. Look, he has exhibited no interest in releasing his tax returns and has resisted calls now for the better part of a year. So it would be a huge turnabout if he were to go out and do that. But that's the way in which all this could have been to his advantage. I'm the one who knows the system. I'm the one who can fix it. But you got to be more disclosive if you're going to make that argument.
In fact, that's the kind of argument he made during the primaries when he talked about how much money he'd given to politicians and how much influence he gained because of it.
Right. And again, I say, we still don't know so much because of the fact that we don't have his tax returns. If he could make this argument, but he would have to really do it it would be a very bold move for him to do it at this juncture.
And then he criticizes people who have not paid their taxes, who have made a lot of money.
Yes, I can imagine there are some hedge fund folks who he has attacked for not paying their taxes. Might be feeling a bit chagrined this morning.
Just a touch.
Thank you, John.
No, thank you, guys.
CBS News will bring you live coverage of the vice presidential debate tomorrow beginning at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Here's a look inside the debate hall at Virginia's Longwood University. Elaine Keano of our streaming network CBSN will be the moderator.